I know y'all remember this.
Ordell and Alberstein's grandmother and my grandmother, okay, they were sisters.
At the family reunion, who you're introducing. Welcome to She Knows DNA. My name is Miavonna and I'm a board certified genetic counselor. Now, before I get started, I have a church announcement. My birthday tomorrow. If you're watching this on the night I drop it, my birthday tomorrow, March 19th. Govern yourselves accordingly. Amen. Amen. So outside the video I used in the opener, I also here recently saw a post where a guy was trying to explain what the names or the technical names for each family member are. So I figured I would help you all out. Let's get into it. Another really cool aspect of my job is that I take the family history. So yes, that means I am literally drawing out their family tree right in front of them. One of the most interesting things about that though is based off of different cultures, they identify people by a unique label. Where I practice now, it is a really big Hispanic community there. So whenever I'm drawing out the family history, more specifically when I get to their siblings, they call them things differently than what my culture does. So that example is when it comes to siblings, their full siblings are really anyone that was birthed through their mother, they consider those full siblings. Then the siblings that just share the same father as them, they refer to them as step siblings. So that was something that I had to, get accustomed to actually know what they're talking about, because in my head, full siblings have the same mom and dad. A maternal half sibling shares just the same mother. A paternal half sibling just shares the same father. Then when it comes to step siblings, those are siblings that are not biologically related to you, but that's more so like, okay, let's say one of your parents gets married to someone else and that someone else has children of their own. So those are step siblings. So with that being said, let's talk about how us as genetic counselors label all the family members. So this is called a cousin chart. So it is not only identifying you, as in the you is my patient, but it's also telling you exactly what the names are for some of those family members. If you look at this chart, I am very sure that some of these people, especially some of those distant cousins, we are not saying them correctly. Because on there you see things, of course, like first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, but you also see like first cousin once removed, second cousin twice removed. Like, what is that? So even people like me who are genetic counselor, and I know better, but I don't even refer to some of my cousins as it is properly listed on the cousin chart. On top of that, I'm from the generation to where whether you're my cousin or not, if you are older than me, especially way older than me, then instead of me thinking you as my cousin, I really call you aunt and uncle. Or I put cousin in front of your name. So I can't just say your name. It's cousin so-and-so or aunt so-and-so, uncle so-and-so, even though they're my cousin. If you grew up like me, these are not the only family members that you have. For example, my parents' best friends are my aunties and uncles, making their kids my cousins, though they're not genetically. And then if you grew up in the church, you know that you have church cousins. So essentially that's all the kids that grew up in the church with you. Those are my cousins. When we go out in public, those are my cousins. Hi, hello. I'll introduce you as such. Now, all that is fine and dandy, except whenever the parents forget to tell them that auntie or that uncle or that cousin is not genetically related. So then you come and see me and you give me the rundown on all these cousins and aunties and uncles that have no blood relation to you. So that's a waste of time. So here is the solution here. I'm showing you the chart. You see the labels for these persons. Do I expect you to now say these correctly? Nope. That's my job. It's okay. So as a genetic counselor, another reason as to why I need to be able to properly place these family members is because I need to know how much DNA they share with you, or really the degree of relatedness. In maternal fetal medicine or prenatal settings, we use that to see if there is consanguinity. Whenever I use the term consanguinity, that means that there are two blood-related persons that come together and have a baby. The reason why we even ask these things is because the baby is at a higher risk of some health complications or even some genetic conditions, that their children are at a higher risk for autosomal recessive inherited condition. Just to break it down, remember we have 2 copies of each chromosome. You get 1 copy from mom, 1 copy from dad. Sections of the chromosomes are genes. Genes tell our body how to function. For autosomal recessive conditions, whenever looking at both copies of that gene, that means both of them have a spelling change or a mutation in the DNA that's causing both of them not to work, resulting in a autosomal recessive condition. This is also the same family for carriers. So carriers have 1 copy of that gene that works, the other one does not. So carriers have 1 copy that does not work. Those that are affected with autosomal recessive conditions have both copies that do not work. Couples that know that they are related, their children are at a higher risk because those parents are at a higher risk of being carriers of the same conditions because they're related. Once I know the carrier status of the patient, so let's say that they are carriers of the same thing, I can then calculate the risk of all of their children. I'll show my patients charts just like this. So it'll either be in the hypothetical stage to where we don't know 1 or both of the parents' status, or it could be like, okay, based off of your genetics, then this is the percentages for each of your children that they may fall under these categories. Another way you can get these exact same statistics for the babies is by using Punnet Squares. And I don't know about y'all, but when I was in school, especially like high school, I love me some Punnet Squares. Whether you use Punnet Squares or charts just like this, if you notice the outcome is still the same. And that's how I'm able to help counsel my patient on some of these conditions. So with all that being said, let me leave you with this. Go to your family reunions. How do you know who your cousins are? You know, your aunties and uncles if you don't go. This will reduce your risk of having a child with your cousins. Or even then, ask your boo, you know, hey, what's your last name? What your family members' last names are? And then they take those names to your grandmama, grandfather, and be like, hey, do you know these people from this area? That way they can tell you before you'll have a baby. You know, it's just a suggestion. On the other hand, if you unintentionally had a baby with a family member, come see me immediately. Come see me. We need to talk. Yeah. And now to leave you with words of wisdom. The words of my big daddy and big mama as they are giving me a crisp dollar bill. Don't spend that all in one place. I'm gonna let that sit in your spirit because it's 2025. What can I do with $1? A lot. I'm rich. All right, you all, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for continuing to watch my videos. And I love how you guys have been coming up to me, just telling me what you've learned and personal life experiences. I am truly humbled and excited to continue to go on this journey with you all. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Let me know if y'all have any topics. And remember the church announcement. It's my birthday tomorrow, March 19th, okay? Okay. All right, you guys, God bless you and have a great one. Where them dollars at? Give me one time.
Yeah, I'm watching your moves and playing it close.